Tim's Tim's Facebook ad when he talked about procrastination. That was the first time that I saw him, and I thought, I need to know about this. I need to find out what's going on, because I've had a book written for several years and I stopped short of publishing it over and over and over. And so I need to know what's going on because I want my book to be published. So that was that was my first introduction to Tim. And then I signed up for LMA, went through the whole LMA, and I went through a couple more LMAs, the live LMAs. And then when the opportunity was offered for WCA, I applied for an interview. Yeah.
And now, you've been on this amazing journey the last 4 or 5 days. What would you say your biggest takeaway was during these 5 days?
How much I didn't know. I came with 2 very clear, very specific objectives, and they were resolved, answered, I could say, and there's so much more, so much more that I didn't even know that I needed to know about. And the tools that Tim presents are foundational, I would say, to success going forward. Yeah.
Is there one thing you'd like to share in terms of, you just said that there was so much you did not know? Is there one thing that stands out, like that really?
Well, that's part of it. Just all the very straightforward and specific tools. I appreciate his specificity. I appreciate that he presents the material in a way that's clear and concrete and not wordy and not overly wordy. It's very straightforward. And so that's very helpful, because so many times we go to programs or we read books and it's words and words and words and words. And it sounds odd for me to say that, being an author, but but that's one of the things that I really have appreciated. And just the insights, and I love about Tim that he draws from the science. He always goes back to the science, always refers to the science. So it's not someone's opinion or someone's theory, as so many of these programs are. Tim is going back to the science and keeping up on the research, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's a great approach.
I think you've done amazing. I've been watching you from the back, and I'm glad that you've
Thank you.
Through it.
That's very kind.
And then I suppose, what was I going to say? In terms of the support and the family, the LMA family, how's that been for you?
Incredible. One of the things that I wanted to compliment and thank Tim and his team for, Liam and Toma and Alice and all the rest of the team, is the incredible insight and perception and compassion and skill that they use to bring together a group of people whose dynamic is going to be just, I was astounded. As he said, you think about coming and then you say, wait, have I made a mistake? Should I not do this? And I did the same thing. And then within a matter of hours, on the first day, you feel like you know these people and you've known them. That's not the right way to say it. You don't feel like you've known them for a long time, but you feel, somehow you feel kindred spirits. You feel kindred spirits in the room. And that's an amazing accomplishment, to create that kind of atmosphere with a group of people. And so I really compliment them and thank them for doing that, because I think it's extraordinary. And so that leads to an amount of vulnerability, which I think we were all apprehensive about when we talked about it. We said we all felt a little apprehensive about that. But so the vulnerability is there, but what grows and is just so wonderful and so heartfelt is the trust. The trust that comes out of having created an environment like that, and being with this group of people, and so that was an extraordinary experience, and just an absolutely delightful and a delightful surprise, completely unexpected. I mean, one hopes for things like that, right? But Tim and his team create that in such a short time. And it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And so people now, feel
Yeah.
so close. And I mean, I'm sure that there are lifetime relationships that have been created over these 5 days. It's just, it's an amazing thing. Amazing thing, yeah.
Amazing. No, I agree completely with you.
Mm.
One final question now. Is there a message you can give to someone that's potentially going to watch this in the future? And maybe there's like a limiting belief or something holding them back, or they're hiding, or there's something. What would you say to? Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, if there's someone that's like on the brink of wanting to sort of have the breakthrough or do something, what would you say to them?
I would say you'll be excited about the thought of it. It will look.
Do you want to say like the question I asked?
Oh, sorry. If there were if someone were considering this, I would say you'll be excited about the opportunity. You'll be excited at the thought of it, but then you'll start to question yourself. Should I do this? Shouldn't I? It's a lot of money, and you'll vacillate. But don't hesitate. To a person, everyone that I spoke to about this said, I didn't know if it was the right thing. To a person, everyone is so glad that they made the decision to come. Don't hesitate. It truly, and this is a cliche, but cliches exist for a reason, right? They're true. It truly will change your life. It truly will change your life. And in ways that you can't even imagine. It's indescribable in that way. Because everyone's going to do something different with it, right? They're going to learn things and they're going to do something different with it. But it's all going to be to make their lives better. So don't hesitate. Come. Take the leap of faith and come. Believe in it, because you will be better afterwards. You will be happier with yourself if you come.
One final question, because it's just come into my head, right?
Sure.
So, if you could go back 30 years,
30 years.
or whatever, you can make a number.
Oh, okay.
20, 30, 40, 50, whatever number
Yeah,
you feel like.
yeah.
What piece of advice would you give
Oh.
the younger 20 version of yourself?
My younger self. Oh.
Maybe say the question and then...
If I could go back to my younger self, oh my gosh. I so wish I had learned all this much, much, much earlier. I so wish I had known these things and had these opportunities much, much earlier in my life. What a waste of time. What a waste of time I've had. And in that sense, of course, everything, I believe that everything that we live contributes to who we are. So it's not a waste of time in that sense. We use everything and we make something better out of it.
I'm glad you said that.
But yes, absolutely. So I don't mean a waste of time in that sense, because, yeah. But I wish I had known all this much earlier, because I would be much farther along in reaching my goals and accomplishing the things I want to accomplish. Had I known these things earlier, I wouldn't be publishing my first book at age 77. I'd be publishing maybe my 15th book at age 77 if I had known these things earlier.